I'm Cory Ludwa O'Hanlon. My wife Bridget and I host the Atheists Next Door YouTube channel. I'm a skeptic, agnostic, atheist, and I am openly secular. I was in a very loving home, very religious household. I remember probably most that my mother was kind of like the spiritual rock of our family. Non-denominational Protestant household. We used to get sent to Round Lake Christian Assembly. It was a very, very spiritual camp. It was a Christian camp. And it was some of my best memories as a child were going to that camp, where we would get our spiritual high. They would tell us about it. I started to spend every Sunday in the second pew just reading through the Bible. And I wouldn't call what I started to develop doubts, because to doubt was one of the worst things that I could do. But I did start to have questions. I wanted to learn more about Jesus. I wanted to learn more about how we believed. And that was good enough for me for about a decade, just to learn more about how we believe and why we believe it. But then I started to ask myself, well, how do I know certain things? Started learning about epistemology. And the thing that did it for me was, how do I know that this calling that I have is from a supreme being? So once I looked at that as objectively as possible, and once I accepted the possibility that my experiences were real experiences still, but that I was attributing them to the wrong source, then it was only a matter of time before I started to call myself an agnostic because of my view of knowledge. Call myself an atheist because I no longer believed in God. When you reach that point where you no longer think that a supreme being has directed your life to a certain place, you no longer feel that obligation. It's very easy for me to express my atheism, and I understand that not everyone has that luxury. I think that if you're in a situation in life where the risks are minimal, then you do have an obligation to be openly secular, because not everyone has that privilege. I knew I wasn't going to be disowned. I knew that I could have almost the same relationship with nearly everyone in my life. So I personally felt that obligation. And I think that if you're in that situation, then you do have that obligation. So that maybe one day down the road, it makes things a little bit better for someone that doesn't have it as easy as you do.